Like, why do we say It's super weird, you know? What even are filler words, and why the heck do we use them? Let's get into it. Naturally, as these filler words are largely spoken, documented historical uses and etymology, origin of these words, are pretty scarce. I tried to research this topic and found pretty slim pickings. They are primarily sounds used for emphasis, the heck, even, literally, or to indicate a pause. Like, you know. So the speaker has time to think. That doesn't tell us anything that we don't already know, does it? Why do we use these words and sounds? What makes some languages favor certain sounds and words over others? Again, very slim pickings. But let me share some of my own theories with you based on personal observations and associations, alongside the crumbs of data that I could find, and we can discuss it in the comments. Let's start with the data I could find. These words allow a moment to think and convey a lack of confidence and expertise. They can also signal that a conversation hasn't ended, whereas abrupt silence could be jarring when someone is speaking. Several studies have shown that people who use more filler words are more aware of their words and how they are coming across. Like is often an abbreviation of likely, which removes a lot of the mystery of how this word became a filler word, aka hesitance marker in English. Filler words are often considered improper in writing and can only be seen here and there in dialogue for the most part. Filler words mimic typical parts of speech, but they are used in atypical manners as far as proper language is concerned. In English, for example, can sound too similar to This can be used intentionally, and piece of cake. Or can be used to prevent this ambiguity from happening at all, as it's a more obvious hesitance marker because of the nasal consonant at the end. And a piece of cake. And are both determiners, this, that, a, and the, etc., in Portuguese. So using and would be equally ambiguous, and means is, so this could have the same issue. Sabe? Bon. Could remove said ambiguity, but not always. French uses to avoid which sounds too close to en, and could lead to a ton of confusion / not showing any hesitance at all. Now I'm going to share with you some of my theories based on observations and discussions with friends and former colleagues. The ambiguity of filler words is more important in some languages than others. From what I've noticed, languages whose standard grammar allows for more ambiguity tend to care less about making filler words obvious, but even those have options to clearly show hesitance if desired. For example, eto, which feels more like and comes across as more obvious hesitance than ano, which means that over there. Because these words are reflective of common parts of speech, languages use different hesitance markers due to differences of grammar. Japanese, for example, lacks the words the, a, and an, but often uses kono, sono, and ano in their stead. Hence why kono, ano, and sono can all be filler words. Japanese often elongates vowels for several reasons, so is already a word with several meanings. Hence why a variant of isn't the disfluency, another word for filler word, of choice. Portuguese doesn't need a pronoun, with the verb is in most cases, so just saying makes sense, whereas doing this in English doesn't come across as disfluent. Hesitance markers such as you know, you see, etc. are more common across languages, as they involve verbs which are mostly universally used in the same or similar ways with some exceptions. Also, as a bonus, these verbs engage with the listener and may encourage interaction with the other person, hence making the conversation go more smoothly. Every language has filler words, and you should add them to part of your learning routine if you haven't already. Just don't overdo it. You want to be fluent, not disfluent. Phew! Filler words aren't so basic after all, are they? Contrary to what some prescriptivists and grammarians might say. Let me know in the comments if you have anything to add or want to have some civil discourse about the theories and data that I've mentioned. And feel free to ask me any language-related questions in the comments, and I might answer them in a future video, or right away if the answer is simple enough. And as always, happy language learning.